Okay, starting us off today, we got Scott Melker talking about Bitcoin dominance, and he says that the Bitcoin dominance has dropped massively on that Bitcoin dump a couple of days ago. And he said that's actually a sign of strength across the market typically. However, usually when Bitcoin drops, altcoins drop harder. Instead, they perform better than Bitcoin on the retracement. So maybe a short-term upside for some altcoins here. Mike Alfred tweets here, if you prefer bonds and real estate over Bitcoin, right now when rates are still near historic lows, you're not as smart or financially literate as you think you are. And he's talking about Bitcoin price here. Recently has regained its yearly open, so we're basically flat on the year right now. And traders are now eyeing 50,000 for the next target. And where do we find ourselves currently in Bitcoin? We're right today, 46,308. We actually experienced a bit of a drop this morning, but it has since recovered quite nicely. So we're sitting fine here. Bitfarm made this tweet this morning. Their daily Bitcoin production has increased, and as of today, averages 12.5 Bitcoin per day. This is up 18% from their February average and equates to about $575,000 in daily revenue at the current Bitcoin price of $46,000. So they're really increasing their hash rate. Ride Blockchain, they're coming out with a documentary soon, and here's a bit of a teaser where Chad Everett is quoted in that documentary saying, "It's a failure that I allowed a banking institution to tell me how I was going to run my business." So we are really excited and looking forward to seeing that documentary. A former chief minister in India likens crypto to gambling and calls for higher taxation. Crypto is gambling. It is a form of a lottery, a form of horse racing. When you put money in share market, you know companies who are behind it, but who are behind crypto, he says. Crypto is gambling, he says in a tweet. GOI should reconsider and increase the tax on cryptocurrencies from the current rate of 30%. You'll recall earlier this week, the government of India put a 30% tax on all crypto earnings. And how is Do Kwon of Terra boosting Bitcoin? I'm sure you recall that Do Kwon of Terra is purchasing $10 billion worth of Bitcoin. And he says here, besides Satoshi, we will be the largest single holder of Bitcoin in the world. The Luna Foundation, which is led by Kwon, plans to buy up to $10 billion worth of Bitcoin. And this will be primarily used as a reserve to help keep UST's peg. LFG has already bought $1.4 billion worth of Bitcoin since January, and they're on their way to $10 billion. And in politics in North America, this tweet came out here today. Jack Dorsey was in a private Bitcoin Q&A session with congressional Democrats. Also, Bitcoin will eventually become a viable currency, according to Senator Loomis. And here's that story. Senator Warren and Loomis, divided on digital asset value, agree on regulation. Two of the highest profile U.S. senators, while both agreeing on the need for more defined cryptocurrency regulation, are divided on the value of digital assets and their place in consumers' portfolios. Kraken Exchange supports Bitcoin's Lightning Network after a delayed launch. Kraken has implemented Lightning Network to provide clients with instantaneous settlement of Bitcoin transactions in an effort to help accelerate use of the asset as a medium of exchange. Okay, so as you know, earlier this week, the 19 millionth Bitcoin was mined. And it took the miners 13 years to mine those 19 million Bitcoin. There are 2 million Bitcoin left, and it's going to take 120 years to get those last 2 million Bitcoin out of the algorithms. So scarcity is intensifying. Can you imagine what the price of each Satoshi is going to be in 120 years? Or the hash power that's going to be needed to mine those Bitcoin? Going to be amazing. KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell all want metaverse trademarks. According to the recent patent filings, Yum Brands wants to bring its famous fast food chains into the metaverse. On March 25th, Yum Brands filed metaverse patents to protect the rights of Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and KFC. These new patents included 4 key points. The first sections focus on food and drink NFTs. It also suggests Yum wants to use NFTs for promotions and customer rewards programs. Secondly, Yum signaled that it wants to create a virtual store where customers could purchase digital items, services, and NFTs. The third section in Yum Brand's application focuses on entertainment services. Specifically, Yum is interested in organizing live events in the metaverse. And finally, Yum signaled it wants to create digital restaurants for KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell's in the metaverse.